welcome to day 18 of Reasons Why Jesus Came to Die. And 18 is to heal us from moral and physical sickness. Scriptures from Isaiah 53:5, upon him was the chastisement that brought us peace, and with his stripes we are healed. And Matthew 8:16-17, he healed all who were sick. This was to fulfill what was spoken by the prophet Isaiah. He took our illness and bore our disease. Amen. So in the gospel narratives, we often see Jesus encounter people who are sick. And in these encounters, he heals them, he frees them from the burden of the consequences of that illness, and reunites them and reconnects them back to the community in which they were previously broken from because of this illness. And we experienced a lot of this, something very similar as we went through the peak of the pandemic, and now as things are normalizing a little bit more, we experienced what it's like to be separated from loved ones because of the pandemic, being unable to see them, and things of that nature. And many of us suffering through, many of us that did experience COVID ourselves, suffering through illness. And through this, many of us may have heard the question or asked ourselves, where is God in this? Where is God in the midst of the pandemic? Is this a punishment from God? Has God abandoned us? So these type of questions are always prevalent in the Christian life, right? Because whenever we get sick or somebody we know experiences disease, we wonder why God does not heal them. And this question becomes even more troubling if that particular person we know ends up succumbing to that illness. So if the question is, why doesn't Christ, like he did in the gospel narratives, heal all of us? I think the power of the gospel in that situation is not to try to answer that, because I don't think we're able to answer that in this life, but to proclaim Jesus Christ in the midst of this. What does this mean? It means that, for example, like in COVID, where many people were saying, oh, this is a punishment from God, or this shows that there is no God, or that God doesn't care about us. It is in that circumstance now to say that no, Christ came to free us from death and disease. It is the power in that midst to say with faith that regardless of this circumstance, Christ is still with us. God has not abandoned us. And God promises eventually, in the end, to redeem us and resurrect us in the last day. So it is with this promise, and with this promise alone, that God is for us and not against us, that we can stand firm in the midst of death and disease around us. I hope that this is helpful for you, and I hope you have a great day. Be blessed.